Hey guys, what's up? It's Zyflin here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get Gara in Warframe. Now, before you actually are able to build Gara, you have to complete the quest known as Sia's Vigil, and to get this quest, you got to go to Cetus, which is the open world environment on Earth for the first time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into here because I can show you my loadout in this place, which, again, if you're a new player, I'll teach you how to do that as well, how to customize yourself in this area in particular. But we're going to be jumping into here, and we're going to be talking to an NPC known as Konzu. He is a bald guy, and you can find him near the big gate of this little player hub, right? So you just want to head north, and then you're going to see this bald guy. You want to talk to him, and he's going to have a bounty called Prove Yourself. You want to do that, and then I think you have to do another bounty, and then you have another dialogue option called a personal favor, I think it is. I can't remember because it's been years since I've done this, but you have another dialogue option and you choose it, and then he's going to give you the Sia's Vigil quest, and you just want to go through that. I'm not going to spoil it in this video. You just want to go ahead and complete that. Very, very straightforward. It introduces you to a few mechanics in the game because Gara is a frame that you can get relatively early if you know what you're doing in Warframe, and she is definitely a frame worth picking up. But once you complete that quest, you're going to get the blueprint for Gara, which means you can go to your foundry, and then once you have the neuroptics, chassis, and systems, you can put them together. And it's going to take 3 days to put them together, and then you're going to have your Gara Warframe. So to get the blueprints for the parts, you want to go to this bald guy again, go to bounties, and then these first 3 bounties, you want to hover over these, and then it will show under possible rewards the blueprints that you need. So this first one right here, we can get the chassis. The second one, we can get the systems, and then the third one, we can get the neuroptics, right? So it's under the uncommon area of this possible rewards tab. So just, avert your eyes there. What you want to do is you want to jump in here and then just do every single stage of these bounties that you can. They are very self-explanatory, but I'm going to be doing this level 20 to 41 just to show you guys like how to do it with minimalistic loadout, I guess you could say, because that's what I like to do in these videos. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the loadout. So I'm using what starter Warframe. I recommend you choose Vault, and if we go ahead and we go to equipment, we go to Arsenal, we can access our equipment in this area. I'm using the Heck, the shotgun. This is a shotgun that I recommend everybody picks up at Master Rank 4. We got Point Blank on here for damage, Hell's Chamber for multi-shot, Scattered Justice. You get this augment mod from the Steel Meridian Syndicate whenever you rank up with them. I recommend getting this because this adds multi-shot to your weapon, just increases its damage even more. Charge Shell for electricity damage, Incendiary Coat for heat damage. Having these two beside one another makes radiation. And then we have Contagious Spread on here for Toxin. Now what you could do is you could run Corrosive and Fire instead. So just have it set up like this. So we have Corrosive and Fire rather than Radiation and Heat. Or Radiation and Toxin, sorry. It's totally down to personal preference what you want to do. But other than that, it's pretty much the same on your other weapons as well. Now I'm running a Flood Hornet Strike on my Lex just to show that you don't necessarily need to have maxed out mods to do this. But we've got the Radiation and Toxin damage again. So electricity and heat beside one another. Then Pathogen rounds in the last slot. Again, you can swap it around. Have your Corrosive and Fire. Works in pretty much the exact same way. And then for the melee weapon that I'm using the Redeemer. I'm pretty sure you get this at Master Rank 4 as well. So Pressure Point, Fury for your damage and attack speed. Volcanic Edge for a little bit of heat damage. Besides Shock and Touch for electricity damage. Stack it up on heat damage from Molten Impact to increase the radiation damage that we have. And then I throw on Fever Strike on here for bonus Toxin damage as well. So you can use Corrosive and Fire. You can use Radiation and Toxin. It's totally down to you. I like using radiation just because, there's a few enemies in here which take more damage from the radiation damage. And then whenever it comes to the Vault Warframe himself, a little bit of a stutter there, GG me. We got Streamline on here for ability efficiency, Intensify for more power strength, again using a flawed version to show you can do this with minimalistic mods. Flow for more energy, Vitality and Redirection for health and shields, Continuity for duration, and then Energy Siphon for energy regen. Now, whenever we jump in here, after selecting our bounty, so we go back to the bald guy again, bounties, and we choose this one right here, wait for the timer to count down, and then you want to go to this big gate. When we get in here, I'm going to be using my Arcwing to get around faster. As a newer player, you're not going to have access to an Arcwing, but your Arcwing is basically something that you can equip to your gear wheel, and then you can use it to get around the big open world environments. Now I'm going to be using one called the Itzel, and it's going to allow us to teleport around. So we gotta wait for our bounty to come up after this other guy is quiet. Okay. Details about this relic and its whereabouts, blah blah blah. Lotus. Wait for the bounty to pop up. So here we go. Reclaim the stolen artifact. We're gonna head towards this circle. And now just do what it tells us to do. So you can see that with the heck, you're pretty much one-shotting enemies. And then all you have to do is do all of the missions that it requires you to do to complete this. So this bounty in particular has 4 stages. So you want to complete everything for a chance of getting the Gara parts that you want, right? So every stage of a bounty that you complete, that's 1 roll at that possible rewards drop table that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, right? So this is kind of like a mini rescue mission inside of the bounty, where you have to go kill the bad guys around the little guy that you gotta save, and then you take him to an extraction point, and that is pretty much it. I'm gonna jump back into my Itzel. We're gonna go ahead and hop over here. So we gotta find free caches. Now, just listen out for the sound. If you can hear it, you're able to hear the little chiming noise. Go ahead and press X. And what I recommend is sticking around the corners. So there's another one in this little corner. So we got one in the bottom right, we got one in the bottom left. So I reckon that the last one is going to be here towards the north of the circle. Well, I guess you could say north, and there you go. Exactly right. So that's generally how they place the caches whenever it comes to the finding cache missions. So one in the bottom left, one in the bottom right, and then one, you know, on the other end of the circle. So we got a Revenant system, which is another Warframe you can get from these bounties, but we're here for the Gara stuff. I think maybe because it swapped over in the nighttime might be why we're getting the Revenant stuff instead of the Gara stuff. I'm not sure how it works because I haven't played in Plains of Battle in a long time. But basically what I'm showing you guys is with this loadout that I'm using, you know, you can farm up your Gara parts, right? So no big deal if we don't get the parts. It's more just to show you guys that this is the loadout that you can get away with using and still be able to farm, not efficiently, because you can definitely have a better loadout before you jump into this, but I would say MR4, whenever you start to upgrade your mods, would be as early as I would recommend you start to farm Gara, I guess. And Gara is definitely a frame that I think is worth getting, because it's got damage reduction, insane scaling, nuking potential, defense potential, crowd control. She's just an absolutely insane frame. And the fact that you can get her this early is honestly a little bit ridiculous, dude. Like, you know, pick her up as soon as you can. Mash rank 4, get yourself a hack, get yourself a redeemer, upgrade your mods and all that stuff. Jump into the Plains of Eidolon, and then, you know, kill the bad guys, get the parts. It might take you a little while, and you're also going to get mods from this, which are going to help you out a little bit, like more mods that can increase your health and stuff like that. Plains of Eidolon is very, very new player friendly, giving you a lot of like mods that'll just buff up your stats and don't really require a lot of endo to get them max rank. So one of those gladiator mods that we just got, those are pretty useful if you can get those early, because again, it's just like bonus health and stuff like that. So those are great, but you know, we're on the last stage of the bounty now. We haven't got any Gara parts, which is unfortunate, but let's go ahead and kill all the bad guys. We gotta pick up this payload thing. So this is like a mobile defense mission. We gotta put it in this, and then we gotta wait for this timer to count down. Now, you're not gonna get the exact same missions that I got. You're gonna get different ones pretty much almost every time. So the more you run bounties, the more likely you are to, you know exactly what it is that you have to do whenever it pops up in the mini map, or whenever it says, you know, you gotta go here and do this or whatever, you know. So if you can get your hands on a Mesa or a heavy crowd control or DPS frame, that's ideally who I'd recommend bringing into this, but you can do bounties with pretty much any frame in the game, and it shouldn't really matter too much unless you're playing somebody who doesn't really, I don't know, help out at all. Like maybe you'd struggle with Atlas here or something, I don't know, or maybe Cora, because the enemies can jump in the sky a lot, or something like that. I don't know, but pretty much any frame that you bring will be useful here, regardless of how good or bad they are. I would even go as far as to say, like, if you can get your hands on Nyx, another great frame that you can pick up very, very early on and flying forward is around, If you can get Nyx would be great here if you just stack duration and range for the Chaos ability, you know? Just crowd control everything, because a lot of the Plains of Idol and bounties, they don't really require you to kill as much. Like, sure, you might have to kill 1 or 2 certain enemies or clear out an area or something like that, but if the enemies are crowd controlled, man, then you're not gonna have a hard time killing them. So if you can just spam your Chaos with Nyx, that would be great too. So it's really down to you what you use, because Gara's definitely one of those optional frames, but if you can get your hands on her, she's super insane, like omega insane. But yeah, get your Arcwing. You can get the Arcwing, the launcher segment, from the Tenno Lab, your clan's Tenno Lab, and then you're gonna be able to use that to hop on it and then get to the exit a lot faster, and then farm a lot more efficiently. Did I go past the exit? No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. Here's the exit. Nice. So that's pretty much it. That's how you do bounties. That's how you farm Gara. Of course, the previous 2 sets of bounties is going to be a lot easier than the one that I just showed you. That is the 3rd stage of bounties, right? So if we go ahead on back, you see that there's a level difference, right? So this one is level 5 to 15, this one is level 10 to 30, and then this one is level 20 to 40, and we still could get the Gara even though it was nighttime. So Gara and Revenant must just be on rotation at all times. So, all right, that is pretty much it. That's how you farm Gara. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.